It's no secret the Walt Disney Company has had a terrible run with Star Wars since it bought it, with the exception of perhaps the first film, The Force Awakens. That one actually made some money at the box office, but since then, it's been a downhill ride. And apart from The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, nothing else on Disney Plus has really turned in the dollars for the Walt Disney Company, or at least driven subscriptions to Disney Plus, the proprietary streaming service. Most recently, Disney suffered its worst embarrassment for Lucasfilm under Kathleen Kennedy, with The Acolyte turning in by far the worst viewership of all. But don't worry, kids, we've got movies coming later. Mandalorian and Grogu, which, well, we discussed that in the last couple of days, is having its own set of problems, at least according to rumors. But next up on the list is a movie starring Rey Skywalker, Palpatine. And this time it was supposed to be penned, at least most recently, by Stephen Knight, a very well-loved and well-established writer of Peaky Blinders fame. And, well, maybe he's not there anymore either. What is going on with this Rey Skywalker movie? Because it doesn't look like it's going into production anytime soon. Renegade Online. One of these leak breakers out there, and I think this probably is very plausible, okay? Daniel RPK.
Yes.
Posted this the other day. This is September 20th. This was Friday night when I saw this. Reposted from Screen Time. New Jedi Order Star Wars film starring Daisy Ridley is reportedly on hold as it needs more work. The film isn't. The film is not.
I'm shocked.
So
this
crazy, right?
What?
We're not even expecting to start filming this movie, maybe, until 2025. Now, here's the deal. Just so everybody can kind of see here. Daniel RPK. I don't know. I mean, I've seen Daniel Rickman's name pop up a number of times. He has been out there. He's got a very strong following on X. Following from other folks that we know out there. He's broken some decent little scoops out there. They're behind a Patreon wall. I'm not a subscriber to Daniel's Patreon. But again, somebody who is posted at least this tidbit from a recent post. Now, we were talking about this earlier with WDW Pro from netparkplace.com. And obviously this movie has been a mess. And Pro and I were discussing earlier how the second or third or fourth writer that they're on now, Stephen Knight, right? He is now off. He's a little busy. They're doing a Peaky Blinders movie now.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be very, very... And if again, I tell folks, if you've never watched Peaky Blinders, I can't recommend it highly enough. I've been a fan since it first hit Netflix, which I think was probably by season 2 on BBC at the time, and it started showing up on Netflix. Maybe it was season 3. It's such a good show. The cast is, oh my God, is phenomenal. Cillian Murphy leads it, and it's written and showrun by Stephen Knight. So when they announced that Stephen Knight was taking over for Damon Lindelof, I think was the guy before him, to do a Rey movie, I'm like, okay, I don't care about Rey, but I'm like, I'm damn curious to see what Stephen Knight is going to do with a movie like this. I'd really be interested to see what kind of direction he go, how he handles the story, because he's a very, very talented, incredibly capable, incredibly well awarded and decorated veteran of his field. I'm betting he's not there anymore, Derek.
Oh, yeah. This guy's long gone. Look. I actually covered this same topic just the other day. I'm pretty sure this guy has said, hey, look, I got a Peaky Blinders movie that I'm about to shoot. He's getting ready to shoot it. He hasn't started that yet. So he's focused there. There's also a story that that Park Place put out there in regards to a studio being launched or established in the Los Angeles area. And that Stephen Knight is behind that. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get this studio started up. He's about to, he's the showrunner, the creator of Peaky Blinders. This guy is busy. And whatever's going on with this Rey movie, I mean, he's turned in 4 scripts, and Kathleen Kennedy keeps trying to go back. Oh, we have to improve it. And she's written, her little notes into the script. Oh, fix this, fix that, fix this, fix that.
Right.
So when Kathleen Kennedy, you know how Kathleen Kennedy wants to fix a story, all right? Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay. All right. That's how Kathleen Kennedy's trying to fix stuff. So if she's writing notes to fix his work, and this guy, again, decorated screenwriter, like you said, come on. This guy's probably like, look, I'll get to that, Kathleen, somewhere down the line. Let me go ahead and do this other thing that I'm doing. And that's exactly what's happening right now. If this thing gets made at all, VR, I'm telling you, I'm going to be the most shocked person in the world. This is standard textbook Lucasfilm, owned by Disney. All right. Disney Star Wars, absolutely. Because they can never seem to get one of these projects just cranking off. I mean, this is a major studio we're talking about. And how many times have we been down this road?
Yeah. Too many times. And since you said it, I got to play it.
Put another gay diverse woman in it. Make it more fucking lit.
Yeah, pretty much. So
that's how Kathleen fixes stuff, man.
I wanted to let me switch this out. I'm going to pull in another couple of articles here. We're gonna go back in the time machine, the way back machine here, right? Let me grab this one, and let's see, where's the other one I want to grab? I'll grab this one too. Okay, so we got 2 articles here. Let's see what they say. And again, predictably, things kind of went more or less what we thought. And so here in the Wayback Machine, March 22nd, 2023, Stephen Knight to write a new Star Wars movie after Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson exit. Now, I want everybody to remember the only person's name that is still attached to this movie, and that has been from the beginning, is Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. As far as we know, she's still involved in this movie.
Yeah.
And I said, and I wish I'd have an easy way to figure out and go back and find clips. I said, it was a year ago. It was when Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, remember the famous clips of her? I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep. I
said at that time, you watch, this movie is going to get made because Iger willed this thing into existence. He wanted this movie. He came back and made the decision on this insofar as we know, right? They've already walked Daisy Ridley out on the stage at Star Wars Celebration. They have already made this a thing. To completely backpedal on this and cancel it altogether at this point, I think would be an absolute, it'd be yet another humiliation for Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know if she wants to do that. I don't know if Disney wants to do that because Iger is involved. I still think
it would be the smart thing. It would be the smart thing.
Exactly. It'd be the smart thing. But when the hell has Disney done anything smart in the last 5 years? Here's the deal.
Hey, they were smart to cancel the Acolyte, all right? They were smart to pull the plug on that disaster. So, maybe somebody's growing a brain. Come on, VR,
put it out there. They still put it out there, though.
You got to
No, but here's the thing. So Stephen Knight was in, okay? This was confirmed back in March. Then in April 30th, okay, a whole month later, this from Star Wars News, new Jedi Order writer Stephen Knight says writing is, quote, going well. There were more delays. And I said, Derek, I don't know if you remember this, or I don't know if you were really together at that point, but I said, I promise you this, one thing I guarantee, by the time this thing is over, I'm like, Stephen Knight's great, but at the end of the day, if this movie gets made, it's going to be Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy writing it and directing it. Now, Stephen Knight seems like he's totally out, or he's been out for some time.
Yeah.
So who else wants to walk into Sharmeen Obaid? Here's the thing, and this keeps happening. Stephen Knight, like we've documented, very successful.
Yep.
Financially, accolades from peers, awards, huge hit television show. His writing is he doesn't have anything left to prove. He's got his own big projects he's working on. I'm making a Peaky Blinders movie. I'm starting a studio. Do you think he cares at this point about turning in a 5th script
for this Star Wars movie. No.
I would have been gone.
You know what
3
else?
scripts ago.
You know what else I think is the problem, Derek?
What's that?
I think he probably met Charmin Obaid-Chinoy at one point.
Ooh.
I think that might also be a problem.
Ooh.
And then he might have also figured out, do I really want to work with that?
She probably made him feel uncomfortable.
You think?
I mean, she likes to make men feel uncomfortable. So she probably made him feel, hey, I need to get the hell up out of here because this chick, me and she are not going to work out well whatsoever. Yeah, I think that's the way that this whole conversation went down when it came to Stephen Knight and Charmin. I don't think that he feels comfortable. And he's like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do what it is I'm doing over here because Star Wars is a sinking ship right now. Rey is a god-awful character. And Kathleen keeps giving me notes on how to improve the script. I'm out of here. Deuces, I'm gone. Let me go back to Peaky Blinders where I have some control and I'm having some success. Because I still don't know why anybody would want to attach their name to Star Wars right now.
Well, I'm gonna take a guess, and I've actually, let me go back. I don't remember. I think this is the clip that I made from it, so it's not the whole thing. So here we go.
It's happening now, and so you are watching the lessons of, and it's a dramatization of the lessons of it. As an activist and an artist, do you make that calculation? Who is my target? You talked a little bit about, I want women to watch this, and I want them to feel empowered, and I want my.
And just for everybody's edification out there, Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is the one sitting on the leftmost of the screen as I'm looking at it. So reverse, but completely opposite Jon Stewart, who's conducting the questions here. And I'm going to kind of skip into this so we can kind of get to the meat and potatoes of the answer here. This is kind of where this.
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable. Not you, just not you. Not you.
Point taken. Point taken.
But it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection.
Okay, so this is the woman that is bringing you the Rey Skywalker movie. I shit you not. Okay, this is it, kids. This is Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. This is the person they hired to direct. Just to remind everybody out there and all the new people who Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is this thing right here. Okay,
right there.
This is the woman that wants to take the biggest Mary Sue character, take Rey Palpatine, who was already effectively built as two giant fat middle fingers, or 90-pound little British middle fingers, to all the dudes that grew up with Star Wars out there. Remember, this was the character that was better than Han Solo and better than Luke Skywalker by Monday morning at 10 a.m., okay? And Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, who likes to make men feel uncomfortable and who wants to get in a man's face and make them recognize that they need to change their attitude about things. Well, we're going to take Star Wars and Rey Skywalker Palpatine, and we're going to change the attitude of all the men out there in the Star Wars toxic fandom and blah. I'm telling you right now, Stephen Knight's going, this is the chick that's writing the movie. She's still the director insofar as we know. Nothing out there has said that Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is going anywhere. Now, Derek, why do you think guys like Stephen Knight have just like pieced out? I don't need to deal with this. Why do you think Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is probably going to hang on for dear life?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, she can't have herself. Like you said, Disney, from an optics level, they got to get this thing off the ground because they already dragged Daisy Ridley out there. This is the entire Force's female agenda in full effect. So they got to get this thing off the ground. But look, if they were smart and intelligent, they would see, hey, this thing isn't going to work. We're losing writers left and right. We can't seem to get a screenwriter to get this thing going. And on top of that, we have a character that nobody likes, this director no one's going to care about. I mean, we are talking about utter failure, utter absolute failure. And they just got through dealing with The Acolyte. And the fact that they lost how much money? $180 million off of that. So whatever money they spend on this Rey movie, that's all gone. It's lost. Marketing, budget, they are going to lose every last penny of the money. So the only reason you do this movie at this time is for ideological purposes, just to push your agenda. There is no money to be made here with this Rey movie. $0, okay? You're talking about losing more money and making more of a laughing stock out of the Star Wars franchise. Why would you do this? There's only one reason: ideology. That's it. That's all. And that's what Kathleen Kennedy is about. And that's why this thing is going to fail. That's why Star Wars has been failing, because they don't care about the franchise. They care about their ideology. It's like, and I'm telling you, man, Stephen Knight probably talked to this chick and he said, oh, hell no. I'm running as far away as I can. Here's the scripts I'm going to do. I'm going back to work and doing something that means something to me. You know, he probably was just like the rest of us. Grew up a Star Wars fan. You know, think about this, man. Stephen Knight probably grew up a Star Wars fan, probably loves Star Wars, probably loves the franchise. Oh my God, I get to write this. Okay, I'm going to write a story that's, you know, meaningful, that has a good character arc for Rey, maybe even possibly could redeem the character, give her some flaws, right? Because she needs some flaws. She's just perfect little Mary Sue. Nothing's wrong with Rey. So give her some flaws and let's see where we go. And what do we get out of this? Oh, Kathleen Kennedy and her notes. And oh, you got to fix it here. You got to fix it here. Kathleen, where is your pedigree in writing? You know, for you to be telling anybody that you need to come in here and fix this, and this, get out of here. Okay, it's not even Dave Filoni saying it. Kathleen Kennedy is giving this guy notes. Man, get lost.
That's where I was going with. I mean, look, Stephen Knight doesn't need to hang around, and people. I would love to see what Stephen Knight actually came up with. I would love to see his script for this. I'd read it if it leaked out there, like Colin Trevorrow's script for what became The Rise of Skywalker, the final movie. But Colin Trevorrow had that script that leaked out that he did first. It leaked out, and after Rise of Skywalker, it was better. It fixed a lot of problems. He did basically the best he could do with what he was handed, which was a pile of crap. But Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, she makes, you know, $500,000, $1 million
documentaries,
little documentaries and little tiny stuff, right? Stephen Knight has made one of the most successful shows that was ever on the BBC and made a bunch of money off of it from Netflix. This isn't going to be, this would be great. I did a Star Wars movie, but he's already had his own success. She hasn't.
Sure.
I don't think Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is going anywhere. And of course, her being a woman of color, it's highly unlikely that, she was handpicked by Kathleen Kennedy. There's no way that they're getting rid of her. And I think it's to the point now. Let me tell you what I think the conversation in the Lucasfilm office sounds like in the last 4 to 6 months, whenever Stephen Knight pieced out. Because that's what this tells me.
Yeah.
When you say more work is reportedly needed on the script, and they're not even going to start filming till 2025, that means Stephen Knight has left. He's gone. And I think a conversation in the office sounded like this. It was Charmin Obaid-Chinoy and Kathleen Kennedy, and the two of them looked at each other and said, you know what? If we're going to get this movie made the way we want it, it's just the two of us. Just the two of us. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.